Chuck Norris on Larry King Live. CNN Tonight, 9 Eastern. Welcome back to the Lou Dobbs Independent Convention. News, debate, and opinion. Here again, Mr. Independent Lou Dobbs.
Joining me now, three of my favorite radio talk show hosts in the country. We're all here with about 50 of us, I guess, at this Hold Their Feet to the Fire rally, which is under the auspices of the Federation for American Immigration Reform. I'm joined by Joe Madison, XM Radio. Joe, good to have you here. Fred Flannigan of WKRF in Waukegan, Illinois. The program also being simulcast over WKRF. So good to have you here. And back with us, Roger Hedgecock, KOGO in San Diego. Roger, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for organizing this. You know, it's tomorrow, 7 years since September 11th, and this town acts like there's nothing of a disconnect in the fact that our borders remain wide open, our ports wide open, that 1 million people cross our southern border illegally every year. Roger, I mean, what do your listeners think about the madness of that reality?
That it is, Lou, madness. And I think we've been lucky, as Secretary Chertoff has said, we've been lucky, but we've also been proactive. I think the Bush administration has broken up a lot of these terrorist rings. But you've got to admit, and I think Chertoff does, there's an element of luck when you leave your borders open, when you leave your ports open, when you aren't as vigilant in these areas as we have been, for instance, at the local airport.
And what are we to make, Fred, of these two presidential candidates, Obama and McCain, and neither one of them has the guts to stand up and say, we've got to stop illegal immigration, we've got to secure our borders, we have got to secure our borders.
Well, what I actually believe, Lou, is if you're looking for answers from either the Republican or Democratic Party, you're wasting your time.
Right.
The answer is an independent candidate. Where that independent candidate is, who he is, I don't know. But if the question is immigration enforcement, immigration on a local basis, neither of these candidates are the answer.
And the answer also is that the media has to really home in on this issue, this dumbing down of America. I mean, this whole thing about the lipstick controversy was obviously the dumbest thing we could have spent our time on. This issue of immigration, when I bring it up on my show, I can tell you I could spend 4 hours. People understand their wages are being undercut. They understand unemployment is being impacted. It is really the economic issue as well as a national security issue in the minds of most people out here, Republican, Democrat, or Independent.
You know, and at the same time, Zoe Lockran, the Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi, the leadership of this Congress, and Senator Harry Reid, the Senate Majority Leader, advancing a program, initiative in this Congress to add another 550,000 visas that would bring in cheap foreign labor. By the way, those visa holders typically make about 20 to 25% less than the American worker they replace. We know that the largest number of companies seeking those visas are Indian companies based in India, but who have offices here that are outsourcing work for American companies, taking those American jobs in the middle class. And we don't have congressmen, senators, or a president with the guts or the care to say a word.
And can I add one other thing? The impact that it's had on foreclosures, people losing their homes. And do you know today I received an email where in Michigan, I believe Macomb County, not too far from Detroit, that there is a Republican leader who is suggesting that if your home was foreclosed on, you can't vote?
Oh, great. That's brilliant.
It's incredible on a local basis. I mean, we literally, in Cook County, have a sanctuary county in Cook County. We have a de facto sanctuary state in the state of Illinois, and no one has addressed this issue. The mainstream media won't touch this issue. We watched 8 days of political conventions. 8 days. Did you hear this issue mentioned one time in those 8 days? A single time?
Fred, that's why we're here. And one of the reasons we're focusing on these issues. And I happen to agree with you. Until people understand that these two political parties are simply opposite wings of the same bird.
Absolutely.
We're in a lot of trouble in this country because these two parties are selling out to the highest bidder. And I'll say this for them, Roger, they're not going cheaply. About $3 billion a year being spent in this town to crowd out the American people and deny them a voice and representation here.
That's exactly right, Lou, and I think the only thing we can do as we the people is to do what we did to the McCain-Kennedy amnesty bill, is whoever's in office, it doesn't matter. What we've got to do is say we the people are not going to put up with those kinds of invasions. We're not going to put up with the social costs. We're not going to put up with the community costs and the crime rate. We are going to demand that this government do what it should do, and that is constitutionally do, and that is protect our borders, our sovereignty, and our jobs.
And you know, we all may not agree on everything. I mean, the two of us may have disagreements on certain things. But the one thing that we all agree on, it's funny, labor, Republicans, Democrats, big business, Chamber of Commerce are all in the same pot for this amnesty. And here's the reason why. They want the lowest wages they can find at our expense.
This is the single political issue that cuts across every demographic in this country.
Right.
And we continue to be ignored by the national leadership.
And I think we all sense something that's happening. There's a change of attitude on the part of the American people. They're awakening to a new reality here. A reality, well, the awakening is new. The reality is unfortunately been with us for a long time. Fred, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Roger, thank you, and thank you for putting all of this together. You're to be commended and are commended by all. Roger Edgecombe. Thank you, Fred Flannigan. Joe Madison. Up next, the maverick mayor who's cracked down on illegal immigration in his town has made him a national hero. We'll be talking with Mayor Lou Barletta of Hazleton, Pennsylvania. By the way, he's running for Congress. And guess what? He's ahead. We'll be right back.